today's session is called Be Still My Racing Heart. So the material I'm delivering today is from a program called Scared Kids run by Anoka Learning with Dr. David Coleman. So Be Still My Racing Heart is all about helping children to respond to the physical symptoms of anxiety. In working with children, a lot of the time when they're talking about their anxiety, they describe the physical symptoms as the first thing that they notice. So they might say things like, my heart was beating really fast, I had a pain in my head, or my stomach was feeling really sick. It was like a washing machine on a spin. So they need to know why they're experiencing all of these symptoms so that we can normalize it for them and help them to understand what is happening and what's going on for them. So the best way to think about a child who has a sudden onset of anxiety and the physical symptoms and physical reaction is to think about walking into a room and someone jumping out from behind the door to frighten you. So this first response would be your hand goes up to your chest and you say, oh, my heart. So in that moment, what we have felt is what a lot of children will feel during an onset of anxiety. It's a jolt of adrenaline. So that's why we clutch at the heart, because the adrenaline that has been released has instantly made our heart beat faster, and our heart is beating faster in order to help us deal with a perceived danger that we've just had. So from yesterday's session, you will remember the downstairs brain gets the alarm system going in the body, but then the upstairs brain, the thinking brain, kicks in and realizes, oh, it's not danger. So the adrenaline calms down and the heart starts to calm down as well. But sometimes for children, the thinking brain or the upstairs brain isn't coming in and they're not getting that message. So the adrenaline is keeping the heart beating faster, and what it's doing is it's trying to get oxygenated blood down from your legs and your arms to get you ready to run away from danger or fight against it. So that's why adrenaline is sometimes called fight or flight. It prepares our body to get ready to fight against danger or to run away from the danger. So the heart is beating faster, it's pumping the oxygenated blood around the body, and that's why the child feels that their heart is racing sometimes when they're feeling anxious. So the other symptom they talk about is feeling a pain or feeling sickness in their belly. So at the same time that that's happening, the body decides, okay, where do we not need to have blood flowing to right now in this moment where there's danger? So it starts to shut down different systems in the body. So a child will say that they're feeling sick, and actually what's happening is their digestive system is being closed down by the body because the blood is needed in other parts of the body for the danger. So then they are left with all this unprocessed food in their stomach, and that's what is going to make them feel sick. And it's amazing when you actually explain that to a child, how much it helps them when they understand, oh yeah, that kind of makes sense to me. Whereas before they kind of wouldn't really have understood why they were feeling nauseous. So how do we get them to manage these physical symptoms? So one really good technique I'm going to teach you today is called belly breathing. So what does breathing do? Okay, so we need more oxygen in our body to give our muscles a message that there is loads to spare, and it doesn't have to start shutting down systems in our body, and this allows the heart to slow down. So how do I breathe? Well, I like to call it belly breathing. So in order to do belly breathing, what you need to do is you need to sit and put your hand on your belly, breathing in very slowly, counting to 4. But as you're breathing in, your lungs are filling up. So your belly is expanding like a balloon. Once you get to 4, you count backwards, all the way back down, 4 more breaths, and you breathe out again. So belly breathing allows us to really fill our lungs with fresh air. And when we breathe in, the air comes in, the oxygen gets taken out of the air, and then we breathe out the old air. So belly breathing is going to be breathing for longer and slower and deeper, because a normal breath is at a rate of about 1 second. So you just breathe in, you breathe out, you can't really see your tummy moving. So the important part is that your shoulders aren't coming in, and it's not a forced breath, it's not a so it's a very slow, deep breath. Your shoulders are relaxed, your chest is relaxed, so that the air is going all the way down, your belly's expanding like a balloon when you're breathing in, and then it's deflating again when you're breathing out. So it's really, really slow. So counting is all the way up to 4 and then counting back all the way down again. So saying to a child, maybe they mightn't be able to get to 4 because their lungs aren't as big as ours. So explaining that to them, that it might take them maybe 2 seconds or maybe 3 seconds, but it's important that they're counting. They have their hand on their belly and the belly's expanding and it's coming back in. So we're aiming for 3 breaths. So counting really helps form a rhythm, but it also distracts away from the anxiety. So anxiety really likes to focus on the worry. So the counting distracts it away from the worry, and then they have to focus on their breathing and counting. So you might even get them to think of a happy place or some positive self-talk, like, I'm doing this really well. So when you're getting them to do self-talk, what you're doing here is you're getting them to engage the thinking part of the brain, and this slows down the alarm bells in the downstairs part of the brain. So what I'm asking you to do is try this at home. So you could get them to maybe run around outside for a couple of minutes, get the heart rate up, and then get them to do the belly breathing to see how it slows the heart rate down. So it's important that they don't do too many long and slow deep breaths because it could make them dizzy, and that's not the aim of it. So we're aiming for 3 deep breaths, and you need to tell them that they have to practice this, and practicing it while they're calm will give them an idea of what it's like, so that when they do get anxious and that they feel that sudden onset of anxious coming on, then you can remind them that they can do their breathing. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pop up a video of a few minutes of a mindfulness for children. And if you can sit with them and listen to the mindfulness, and I'll guide them through a couple of minutes of belly breathing exercise. So thanks for listening in. Talk to you soon.